'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a player was passing, not even Daniel House. The stanchions were placed by the baseline with care, in hopes that Kawhi Claus would soon be there. The six man was nestled alone on the bench, while visions of Havlicek danced in their head, and Simmons in suits and Durant in his cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the court arose such a clatter, Giannis sprang from the line and threw down a ladder. Away to the tunnel, Harold flew in a flash to steal the ball and avoid a big clash. The ads on the jerseys, like new fallen snow, gave luster of game time to the players below. When off to the side, what would appear but a lumbering Frenchman named Rudy Gobert? With a little old shiver, so lively and quick, I knew in the moment the Bulls were down 6. More rapid than rebounds, transition became, and Billy the coach called them by name. Now Patrick, now Ayo, now Caruso, now Kobe, on Javante, on Zach, on DeMar, and on Vucci. To the top of the key, don't switch on defense. Now gone are the hopes of winning the East. I think there's some carolers at the door. Come on in. You have a song for us? Please sing.
You know Jordan and Katie and Allen and Lillard, Magic and Larry and Kobe and Dwayne Wade. But do you recall the most famous shooter of all? Curry, the three-point shooter, had a very silky stroke. And if you ever saw it, 30 feet is just a joke. All of the other shooters used to take normal threes. They thought that poor Steph Curry was just too small to make history. Then one foggy December Eve, Curry came to say, MSG, your lights are so bright, I'm gonna break a record tonight. Then how the league embraced him, Spike Lee shouted out with glee, Curry, the three-point shooter, you're the best there'll ever be.
Well done. Well, welcome everybody to the Box Out Boys Christmas special, or holiday special, I think is what we're calling it, because we're a little bit late. Yippee. From Basket. Of course, we might say, Merry December, Miss.
There you go. I like that.
It's all rolling into one. Well, we are here. Holiday. We are singing carols. We're reciting stories. I was sick last week, as you guys probably heard. And this was supposed to be last week, but hey, we're going to make it the best of it tonight. We got our Christmas special. We're going to break down all the games from Christmas Day. We're going to play a little NBA White Elephant. That should be fun. We're going to do a little return of some of the offseason moves. And we're gonna pick some ugly sweaters. NBA ugly sweaters. Chris is wearing his, rocking his sweater there.
Good. Right. Looking fresh. Drip is wet.
The drip is wet. If you don't know who we are, I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez. The handsome man in the sweater is Chris, the Stats Man Gorman. And then, of course, we have Joey, the Lawn Boss Makrowski. Get that, Joe. All right.
Please make me sound better.
Yes, Adam, clean us all up.
Put some auto-tune in.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I thought you were on key most of the time. I really liked the song.
It's hard.
Just dry singing a song.
Dry singing a Christmas carol that you rewrote the words to. It's good.
It was good. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into tonight's action. The festivities are... We'll continue. We'll see. Christmas Day games. So we had all the matchups: Sixers versus Knicks, Lakers versus Mavs, Bucks versus Celtics, Grizz versus the Warriors in the rivalry matchup, and then the nightcap, Phoenix versus the Nuggets. Let's start with you, Chris. Which game were you most excited for prior to Christmas Day, and then which game ended up being kind of your favorite game from Christmas Day?
I would say I was excited for Sixers Knicks just because it was battle of the mid teams in the East, and it was on at 11 a.m., which really helped with my schedule to watch more of that game. My favorite game was that one, but then also Mavericks Lakers. Both games where the team that was winning came back then in the second half, or the team that was winning ended up losing in both cases, where the Sixers made a run in the fourth and the Mavericks had an insane 51-21 run in the third.
It's wild.
it was just the epitome of what the Lakers are. LeBron had a +2, and this is why people are annoyed with LeBron, just because it's like it's not always his fault, and this game was proof of that, where it was like Russell Westbrook got a -30. I don't know I don't know if that's the record this year, but God,
Did he play the entire third quarter?
I probably must have.
That was the difference.
It was so bad. Austin Reaves -15. LeBron finishes with a +2, but they lose. It's just stuff like that. It's like, okay, and Luka's doing Luka things. Obviously, the game last night that he won, the Mavericks team, they call him. They say that he's in basketball hell, but really, he's thriving. He's having the greatest season of his career by far. The Sixers, I thought were going to lose the Knicks. That's funny. The Knicks and then the Mavericks yesterday were crazy.
Yeah.
So the Knicks just keep losing tough games, and the Mavericks keep pulling them out. Maybe that's the epitome of how those teams are managed to begin with. But those were kind of my main two that I was focused on. It was the early slate for me.
The early slate for you, Joey. What was your most anticipated game, and then what was the game you ended up really enjoying?
I was most looking forward to Bucks Celtics. I think that had the makings of should have been one of the better games. It kind of fizzled. It was not nearly as exciting. I mean, Celtics had a great game, but it was not nearly as close. It was pretty big blowout. What I was least excited for going into it was Grizzlies at Warriors with Steph being out. But then Ja had his little comment about not fearing anybody in the West leading into that game. And
poked the bear a little bit.
He poked the bear. Warriors had a great game. Steph was mimicking the refs on the sideline when they were getting calls against the Grizzlies. Draymond was doing his thing, and then Clay after the game, went with a little. I don't know why they're claiming, talking smack. They haven't won anything yet, talking dynasty and all that stuff. So I'm liking the budding rivalry there. I'm also growing more and more against Ja, and I've kind of said before I'm not a big fan, and some of this talk it's like I get it. It's he trying to that's his personality, that's what he does. But it's good for the league. It's fun, but there was a little bit of added there for me. So I enjoyed that game mostly for the extracurriculars. I don't know. The whole slate I think wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. The last game of the night was good. I fell asleep in the middle of it, so I didn't see all of it. But
the late one.
Yeah, the late one was there. But yeah, Chris, I think to your point, the most exciting part of the whole slate was that 51-21 run by the Mavs in the third quarter, because that game should have been over, or not over, but not anywhere near where it was, and turned it off. Looked at the box score and said, "Oh shit, better turn this back on."
Yeah, Mavs went nuts. I think it was with you, Joey. I was most anticipating Bucks Celtics. Even though Steph was out, I still was kind of anticipating Grizz Warriors just to see, especially with the pre-talk there from Ja. But yeah, both those games ended up kind of being a little bit of duds, I guess, except for the extracurriculars with the Warriors. And then that late game, again, I didn't stay up to watch that. Watch that later, watch the highlights. But that late game was awesome. Aaron Gordon with a couple of monster dunks, Jokic with a big line. We'll get into that here for picking our stocking stuffer of the Christmas Day games. But man, that ended up being pretty exciting. For a day of kind of games that were sort of, up and down a little bit. Those two early games had the nice comebacks, so that was fun. But then after that, it was kind of like, okay, it's just a regular season game kind of. All right, let's go back around the horn. Chris, who was your stocking stuffer of the night? A lot of options here, man.
I'm not gonna steal the most obvious one. I'm just gonna say it was Luka, because he had a 32, 9, and 9 with 2 steals. And like we talked about that third quarter where he was a big part of that quarter. He played 39 minutes the whole game. I don't know what the Lakers were doing in that third quarter. It was all starters for the Mavericks and all bench for the Lakers. It's like at some point you call a timeout and you bring in the starting unit, even though maybe he doesn't think they're as talented. That it would have helped. I don't know. It was just a weird coaching decision made by Darvin Ham. But Luka with a night that he then followed up with one of the greatest performances of all time.
I think the real stocking stuffer came the night after. The night after,
yeah.
60, 20, and 10 from Luka. But almost a triple-double there with 32, 9, and 9. That was a big performance. Joey, who was your stocking stuffer of the stats?
Yeah, I also didn't have down what I thought was the obvious one. I actually went with Luka as well with 13, 9, and 9. It was one of the first games this season that I actually sat down and watched of Luka's. I hadn't when they played the Bulls, he was out that night, and I hadn't really tuned into many because they're not on national TV or they're on the evening games, or whatever. So to actually like watch him do that and like just the way that he wills the team, like the dude is a walking triple double, and the way that he does it is just like it's unreal. It's so dominant. It's so different than like when Westbrook was the walking triple double. It's just a different way of doing things, and you still look at him and like you're like, man, that guy's probably not a basketball player. Like it's this build and his size. Like it's just hard to think that he's going to do what he's going to do. And then he does it. And yeah, Chris, your point is spot on. Like what is Darvin Ham doing? Like how do you not get in there and like make some sort of adjustment? Like that's just I don't know. Maybe they just don't have the adjustment to make anymore. Maybe that's the problem. But yeah, Luka was my stocking stuffer because you watch him play and you're like, man, that guy could be on my team and any team, and anybody who argues he's not MVP almost. I'm starting to find a hard argument to make there.
No, I think to your point, just like how easy it looks sometimes for him, and easy not in the sense of like just like he looks like he's having fun and enjoying it a lot of times, and that's one of the things that sticks out to me for Luka. Like just like sometimes he'll do a crazy play and then like smile, and it looks, I don't know, it just looks so fun. Looks like he's having fun, and if he makes it look, this ridiculous stat lines he puts up, it makes it look like he's just out there just doing his thing. And then after the 60-point game, he talks about, I'm tired, I need a recovery beer. It's just stuff like that. Where it's just like, yeah, he probably did have a beer after the game.
I hope he did.
But I ended up, so I was between two, and I think the two of the obvious kind of guys of the night. I mean, there was a lot of great games. Embiid had 35, 8, and 1. Ja had 36, 7, and 8. So there, a big game from him. LeBron had 38, 6, and 5. But I think the two I really looked at was Tatum with 41, 7, and 5 in his win over the Bucks, and then Jokic, who was my eventual pick, with 41, 15, and 15. Just ridiculous there. The big man doing it again.
Did you hear Jokic's comment after that Aaron Gordon dunk?
No,
he just said, I was open. Aaron Gordon finished with 2 assists. He could maybe use a third instead of trying to murder somebody on the basketball court. Good Lord.
The dunk of the year candidate, that was probably a charge.
It was definitely a charge.
I think he's subtly moving, sliding his foot. I don't have to look at the replays on that. Yeah, but also, a solid Christmas.
It was a great Christmas slate.
Yeah.
No, I wanted bashing it a little bit.
I wanted a little more. Great. I wanted more out of it.
What's your little more?
I wanted Bucks Celtics to be better.
I wish that was getting
Middleton was out.
True.
That was the biggest thing, I think.
I don't know. That was the game that I wanted. Like it was like the perfect time for me to be watching a game, right when it was on, and I wanted to have that one be the kind of setup for the evening, right? Like get this one in, be real good, get me jacked up, and then we've got 2 more after it for the rest of the night to kind of go with. And I don't know. It was a letdown.
I think it's great that Ja Morant was like nobody in the East fears him. Then he loses to the Curryless Warriors and the Bookerless Suns. So
I thought it was amazing. It makes him look really stupid. It's a dumb comment.
It's a tough look for my boy Ja. I love Ja, and I actually really like that he said that.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I just love that he's not owning up to it too.
I was like, I love the fact that he was like the Celtics.
like what about the West? No,
I ain't worried.
I
mean, I'm with Clay. You gotta win something at some point before you can really talk too much. But
who was their playoff victory over last year?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay, cool.
We'll see what happens this year. So
the same team that had a guy celebrating their play-in tournament win.
It was a great game.
Table.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
It was a great game. It was great.
All right. Well, we can roll into our next fun, festive, holiday themed segment. We're going to play a little white elephant. So the way this is going to work, we have picked 10 teams, 10 players or 1 player from each team. Those will be the gifts. I will go around to Joey and Chris. They will represent the team in each round. They will pick, or I will pick the team. Then they will pick the player, or we'll randomly pick the player, and they will decide if they want to steal the previous player, if they want to keep that player on that team. Some fun stuff here. And hopefully these players are kind of, maybe some gifts you really wouldn't want
They move
to
the
have
needles.
for the holiday.
And they also
We'll
can
see.
move the needles, though, right? They're kind of a.
They also, there's some ones that are like, hey, maybe. Can you make the most of it? It's like, you get a white elephant gift. People think it's dumb, but you're like, hey, you know what? I would take the slippers there. I would use those.
Still have a
Wouldn't it be
blue bowl.
amazing if this is how, like, at the end of every season, that this actually happened? Like,
This would be great.
Instead of like relegation, like they just like took like 10 players from teams, like the top teams, and just like threw them out there.
Yep.
It's like,
Random draw.
The top 10 teams have to give up a one player, and the bottom 10 get a chance to just
To
take
get
them.
that player.
It'd be amazing.
All right, Joey, let's start with you.
Ooh, okay.
You will get the first pick in the white elephant. Oh, perfect, my friend.
Chris gets the steal.
The Bulls.
Okay.
Okay, the Bulls. You are representing the Bulls, and the Bulls' new player, their new gift. Oh, Scotty Barnes of the Raptors.
Can I quit the game now?
You can walk away. You can
Actually, that's tough. You don't want to get the best one first.
I know.
Yeah,
that's
now
what I
this
said.
is some steal potential. All right,
Steal.
actually, real quick, I'm going to go through the teams. I forgot to list the teams. Our teams are Bulls, Minnesota, Brooklyn, Miami, the Lakers, the Kings, the Raptors, the Cavs, the Clippers, and the Jazz. And all those teams have one player on the board. So right now, the Bulls currently have Scotty Barnes on their team. So, Joey, just real quick, how do you feel about this? Was this a good pick for you?
It's
Good-
fantastic.
good
I'm
gift?
all in. There's a very specific person on the Bulls that he could replace immediately.
Oh, wow. That
And
person might be in the
that person is number 44, and I would take him in a heartbeat.
So far a win for the Bulls right now.
Yeah,
he's been
absolutely.
struggling a little sophomore slump here
It's
for
fine.
Scotty Barnes. Why I put him in there for the Raptors? But I
But you
think
saw the freshman potential, so
yes, you did.
take it.
All right, Chris, your team. You are getting a white elephant gift for. Oh my God! Is the Raptors? You can't make this stuff up, guys. All right. Will the Raptors steal Scotty Barnes, or are you gonna? Well, how does it? Wait, white elephant works. You pick the gift, right, and then you get the chance to steal.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes is off the table now.
Well, you can steal him this round.
Right.
I can steal. Oh, okay.
Chris
You
gets
can
to see
steal-
his
Can I
gift
either
first.
keep the guy I have or
Correct.
Or you can
Just
steal
swap
it.
it.
Barnes? Okay.
All right. Your guy you have Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal Scotty Barnes.
Oh.
I know he's in
Oh.
a sophomore slump. He's been basically the same this year as he was last year. But everyone thought that they could have traded Durant for him. It's like Brooklyn wasn't going to make that trade. Scotty Barnes, we're fine. Yeah, we're good here.
All right. So the Raptors have stolen back Scotty Barnes. So now Scotty Barnes can't be stolen.
Correct. He's done.
He's
so
done.
The Raptors
Wow.
are locked with Scotty
Yes, that's how it
Barnes,
works.
and Westbrook is now on the
The
Bulls.
Oh
Wait,
God.
they need a
okay.
point guard. This is
Yeah.
okay. Let's
Oh jeez.
Yeah, all right.
All right, Joey. Your next team is the Sacramento Kings.
All right.
All right. They could get Westbrook in a steal,
Man, that's
but their player now, Karl Anthony Towns, Cat, is now on the Kings. Team with
Cat is now on the Kings.
big men. How do you feel about this?
That's a tough one. Sabonis and Cat are kind of similar, right? Like
Yeah, very similar.
Cat's
say.
more of a three-point shooter, right? A little bit more skilled at the jump
They
shot,
both
but
don't
like,
play defense.
but like size-wise, right? Like I mean,
That's
they're
the
similar
issue.
size. Like they're both not true big men, but
Yeah.
it's tough. But De'Aaron Fox there, maybe Cat gets the benefit of having a pass-first point guard. I think
Can
I
you
can
guys
live with
name the Kings center? Like it's not supposed. Most second is supposed to be a power forward,
that.
Yes.
right? The
Weird.
center's been
I could not name the Kings.
supposed to be
right now.
Rashawn Holmes. He's not really doing much. Trey Lyles, he's not doing much. Chimizi Mitu, who is not getting minutes
Chimezie
anymore.
Metu.
They could use a center. Karl Anthony Towns on this team is actually kind of perfect. And could there be a trade that Minnesota would want to make with this team to get Karl Anthony Towns
You want
to
Sabonis?
Sacramento for like Monk, Barnes, Keegan Murray. Just throwing names.
Just throwing names. We're just naming people now.
We're just naming people. It's
Throw
fine.
names.
Chris-
If I'm the Kings, I'm keeping Karl Anthony Towns. I think that works for them.
Yeah.
You're liking that. All right. Chris, your next team is the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. Now the Cavaliers, we're going to grab this big box over here. This looks like a good one. Actually, I have to put that back. We can go with it. The Cavaliers have grabbed their own guy, Kevin Love.
Oh, okay.
They have picked their own
Honestly,
gift.
it's kind of the best case scenario because Cleveland is in such a good spot right now where they're kind of gelling. They're new. They brought in Donovan Mitchell, really incorporating him in the offense. We don't need to make any big adjustments here. Kevin Love is
all right.
perfect.
He was like, all right, I put that in there because I thought people would like it, and it turns out
Don't want to steal Karl Anthony Towns. You're going to leave
The
him.
Cavs.
Leave him out there.
You got Mobley, you got Allen. You got to think about the cap too a little bit
Sure.
here.
Wow.
Ooh, man,
Just
getting
smart.
deep.
Real. Just he's
Stats man.
he
Knows
knows
the
his
cap
gift.
numbers. He knows the caps.
He's like, I get cap, but that's a subscription-based prize. Now I'm paying for this all year. Wow. All right, Joey,
Love
we're going to you for your next team. The Utah Jazz. And the Utah Jazz will be getting Harrison Barnes of the Kings. How do you feel about that? Getting a point guard, shooting guard, combo guard?
Getting a combo guard. I like that combo guard.
Add to their. I mean, I guess he kind of fits with the guys they got. Middle-aged sort of kind of guys. I guess.
Yeah, I guess if your goal is to be mediocre / maybe bad, if like all else fails, like that, it's a good look. But based on them being above average, I don't know if you need Harrison Barnes.
If you need this, do you want to perchance steal somebody? You would have Kevin Love, Cat, and Westbrook would be on the table. Scotty Barnes is off.
Is it weird that I want to steal Westbrook to the Jazz?
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, it's great.
I kind of want to steal
All right.
Westbrook to the Jazz.
You just don't want to have Westbrook on the Bulls.
I don't want to have
Me
Westbrook
too.
on the Bulls, but
I think
the
that would be a
Jazz
good
have Mike
fit. Yeah.
Conley, but a little bit more pace, a little bit of craziness, a little bit of wild mix up. Yeah, Westbrook.
You know
let's
what? All
swap
right.
him to the Jazz.
Swap in. So Harrison Barnes is going to the Bulls. That's a
That's okay.
perfect. That's a perfect Bulls
great.
player.
It's better than Westbrook.
Better than Westbrook. All right. So the Jazz have stolen Westbrook. And Chris, we will go give you your next team.
So Westbrook is locked in on the Jazz now.
Yes, Westbrook is locked in on the Jazz. Cannot be stolen anymore. Perfect team. T-Wolves, the Timberwolves, Chris.
Look at this. I get the Bulls. He gets the Timberwolves.
You could possibly steal back Cat. You can maybe take K-Love.
Oh, this is tough.
Ooh,
Harrison Barnes.
bring Kevin
Bring
Love
back
back
Kevin
home.
Love.
Bring him
Bring back
home.
Kevin Love. Oh, but right now you are running with Patrick Williams.
Okay.
Will.
All right. So the thing is, we've seen the double big, not exactly successful 30 games into the season. We have an opportunity here, hypothetically as is, to have Cat be off the team in exchange for Patrick Williams.
Do it.
Kevin Love, or who's the other selection?
Harrison Barnes would be your other option.
Dude, this is no.
This is a tough. This is
Problem
tough
is, like in a real life scenario, you would never actually get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. He's been in the heart and soul of Minnesota, the Timberwolves.
Yes.
He's been through it with them. Patrick Williams, does he have the potential? Like, it would be so fun to have Patrick Williams, Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, all on the same team. I feel like Patrick Williams would thrive with what Minnesota's building. It'd be a lot of fun to have him.
Talk yourself into it.
So,
Go ahead.
let's
Yes.
Let's keep Patrick Williams for the sake of this. Give me Patrick Williams on Minnesota.
All right. He's keeping P. Will.
Good.
He said goodbye to Cat.
Deuces.
I don't hate it. All right, Joey. We have 4 teams left here. And Joey, you are getting the Clippers. All right. The Clippers. And we're going to take this little bag over here. Feels heavy. You're getting Kyle Lowry from the Raptors.
From the
Or from
Raptors.
Miami.
Wow.
Miami, my bad.
Throwback.
I was just like, wait, you're two Raptors players?
I mean, they already have Kemba, right?
Yeah.
So this feels like a.
They have
feels like
John Wall. Kemba's in
Or
Dallas.
sorry, you're right. They have John Wall. Like, I feel like they're the same player, which also fits with my point here that Kyle Lowry is like, it seems like a Clippers move, right? Hey, we're getting aging
Yeah.
point guards that at one point had everything to offer and still offer a slice of that. So,
You okay with this?
I think I'm okay with this. It's
Coming off the bench,
It's an upgrade, right? It's an upgrade off the bench from John Wall.
key minutes,
Key
late in
minutes.
games. He's going to be taking charges. He
Hey.
won't be sliding his feet.
Give me that badonkadonk in LA. You won't know if it's Kim Kardashian or Kyle Lowry down the street. Slide him in.
Perchance he gets his title.
I like it. Yeah, I don't think there's another steal there. I mean, Cat doesn't fit, I think, with Kawhi and Paul George. Nobody wants Patrick Williams except Chris. Kevin Love, that's not where they're at. So yeah. Harrison Barnes is not, not moving the needle either. I think Lowry would be all right.
All right, Chris, your next team. The Brooklyn Nets. All right. And we're getting this player here. The Brooklyn Nets. Oh my God. Have just snagged Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi was in this.
Kawhi was in it. You know what? He's only played 16 games.
Okay. Yeah.
Averaging 16 points a game. Maybe, it's a little bit of a regular season thing, and he's not really trying.
He clearly doesn't care about the regular season.
Perfect for the Nets. They don't have anybody playing anyway.
Yeah, he's perfect for this team. This team could care less. They play 15 games together, and everyone's like, "Oh, let's crown their asses."
Wow.
And Brooklyn's looking great, by the way. They're in the East now.
Sneaky great.
Plus 2,000 last week for Durant to be MVP. I don't know what it's at now, but man, that would have been a good bet a week ago. Yeah, Kawhi's in Brooklyn.
Kawhi staying there in Brooklyn. A good move for Brooklyn, but a potential steal on the board here as we go into the next round. Joey, this is your this is your final team.
Final team.
The Miami Heat. And your final player is Mike Conley. So replacing Kyle Lowry with Mike Conley. 6'1", half dozen to the other there.
Yeah, you bet. Well, Miami Heat, they need, give me Kawhi.
They go Kawhi. All right, Kawhi and Butler. He's stealing Kawhi.
Ooh.
Whoa, Miami now has Kawhi. The Nets have Mike Conley.
Give me the steal.
They need somebody to play point guard.
When Kyrie decides to go crazy again at some point.
Yeah. A backup point?
Yeah.
I think that works there. And Kawhi, the Heat, that feels like a Heat move.
It feels like a Heat move. It does. I think he'd fit in well. Just a guy that doesn't do anything but play basketball, right? Like, it's just very...
I'm pretty sure they tried to get him, but...
Yeah, I think they did.
Be a reuniting of Lowry and Leonard.
There you go.
Well, I guess Lowry's on the Clippers now, so never mind.
In this hypothetical.
It's all broken out.
Yes.
All right.
Kawhi is off the board
Kawhi's
as far as stealing. But now, here we go, Chris. The last team on the board, you get kind of a pick of everybody here, everybody who has yet to be stolen. You got the Lakers. And the Lakers are getting, Ben Simmons.
So who else is still available to steal? Like Kevin Love.
You can steal Lowry, Kevin Love,
Cat,
P.
Harrison Barnes, and P. Will.
Would it be weird to see Cat? Like, does Cat make sense in LA?
I think it makes sense. A replacement for AD.
A good AD. AD only plays like 30 games a year at this point, right?
Actually,
for AD.
Yep.
And he can also play the center, even though he doesn't do it effectively. Get Towns in LA. That'd be so fun.
Right.
Ben Simmons in LA is just... Ben Simmons should stay. He needs to go to a small market.
Well, he's going to the Kings now, so...
That's perfect.
Ben Simmons at the Kings actually is perfect. Him, Sabonis. I like it. I think this worked out.
Do you want me to go through the teams real quick?
Sure, if you got them all.
All right, so the Bulls somehow in our simulation still get fucked over. That end up with Harrison Barnes, The other Barnes on the list. The Kings end up with Ben Simmons. The Jazz have Westbrook. Clippers get Lowry. The Heat get Kawhi. Chris's picks the Raptors that keep Scotty Barnes. The Cavs keep Kevin Love. The Timberwolves get Patrick Williams. The Nets get Mike Conley. And the Lakers get Karl-Anthony Towns. In this simulation, Chris is victorious by a long shot. My God.
I feel like the Heat won the best. Which team got the best from this?
I think the Heat.
The Heat.
Right.
I think the Lakers are a close second, though, in terms of actual need.
Yes.
Kawhi's better than Cat, but the Heat don't need Kawhi as bad as the Lakers probably need somebody like Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I'm just gonna say
the last two teams.
The Kings won with Ben Simmons. I feel like that's where he belongs. Good, the pressure's off. I like it.
The pressure's off.
Light the beam.
Light the beam. They're trying to patent it. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants to give them the patent, the trademark.
Well, that was fun. White Elephant. We have swapped some teams around. Some interesting matchups there. That was fun. I like that.
It was fun.
All right. Well, in the spirit of White Elephant, let's go ahead and regift and return some off-season moves. So obviously there was a ton of action in the off-season. Chris, I don't know if you want to recap some of the stuff or we just want to get into our theories.
No, let's just get into
it. Let's get into it. All right. Let's start with you then, Chris. Is there any team that would want to regift or return a move they made this previous season? Is there anything that you maybe want to take back?
All right, I'm not gonna go with the low hanging fruit. I'm gonna let you guys talk about it first.
Yes.
Then I can butt in later about the white elephant in the room. But I'm just gonna focus on Bruce Brown.
Here we go.
What's going on here, Denver? You guys signed such a great player from Brooklyn. You're still 28th in defensive net rating.
What's
I don't understand this. He was supposed to be the lightning off the bench to provide defense for this offensive led team. Doesn't make any sense. What is he doing? He's taking up a roster spot. He's averaging 10 points a game. Cool. Your defensive win shares is lower than last year. Your WARP is almost negative.
Stats man.
So I'm expecting more from Bruce Brown than I've been getting, especially on the defensive end to help the defense pointed. That is my number one return of the offseason.
Number one return. Bruce Brown, send him back to the Nets. Nugs made a mistake there.
Get him back to Brooklyn.
Joey, who you got, man? Who's sending who back?
I think the Hawks are keeping Gallinari their picks and not taking DeJounte Murray in that haul.
Wow.
I think all the I mean, we haven't talked about this yet, but all the rumblings of Trae Young in Atlanta not liking the coach not liking him, the players not liking Trae. There's some rumblings down there in the fortress, as they call it. Trae kind of gives me like Zach LaVine vibes, maybe a bit, where like he wants to be the guy and he wants to have all the focus on him. And if he doesn't have a chance to be the guy and he hits a little bit of adversity, there's maybe some struggle, which makes sense, right? My favorite player, Titus's favorite player. It's perfect. Wow. It makes great sense.
It's true. It makes sense.
So I feel like the Hawks are maybe looking at that going, I don't know. I mean, not for Gallinari. I don't think that's what they're missing, but maybe the picks coming up, because they kind of appear to be almost like the Bulls in basketball mediocrity, which we all talk about as being basketball hell. So I think maybe they would send that one back. DeJounte has not panned out as great. I mean, he's been good stats wise, but the record has not turned into what they hoped it would be, probably a top 4 seed.
Yeah, I think that one could be in the return rack there. It's like it turned out maybe you didn't need it. It's like I thought I wanted it, and I don't know if I needed it.
I like that. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and take that low-hanging fruit, and we'll say the Wolves. Now, here's a real question, though, Chris. I'll ask it this way. Would they return Rudy Gobert, or would they re-gift Karl-Anthony Towns?
Return Rudy Gobert.
That's the move?
Guys, it's so bad. He has as many... Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has as many blocks as Rudy Gobert does this year. Walker Kessler, who plays 14 minutes a game, has more blocks than Rudy Gobert, who plays 30 minutes a game. There's not even advanced stats you have to look at to see who's the better shot blocker right now. It's Walker Kessler, who the Wolves drafted and then traded to Utah for this Rudy Gobert guy. I am so mad at this just because the game yesterday, 2 days ago at this time, Orlando Robinson, center, 2-way contract, a rookie out of Fresno State for the Miami Heat, got 15 points, 9 boards, 4 assists at a +4, 709 from the field. He cooked Rudy Gobert, and Rudy Gobert looked like a shell of himself. He's been looking like a shell of himself this whole season. And that game he had a -14. He got cooked by Orlando Robinson. I don't know. I didn't know who this guy was until yesterday. So it's just frustrating because you can understand why the Wolves made the trade. Obviously, it was an overpay. But then to see someone like Walker Kessler doing so well, and to see Jared Vanderbilt could still been an effective piece, and if they just kept the unit, Anthony Edwards thrives better without an inside center because he's a slasher kind of player. Sorry, this is your segment, Titus.
This is okay.
That's what
I was letting you let it out here, man.
We had to make you do it. You didn't want to do it.
It's so annoying.
Well, I'll take one here. I'll say it's not a return or re-gift, but I think maybe a deal missed perchance is the Chicago Bulls did not jump on that Black Friday sale of Jeremy Grant. And do you think that they Joey, do you think
what
they
was the
wish
trade?
They had... So it was P. Will and Kobe, right?
It was P. Will and Kobe. Yeah.
P. Will was probably right.
P. Will was the hang up.
Yeah, P. Will was the hang up and picks.
I don't even know if picks were huge at that point. It seemed to be that P. Will was the hang up for the Bulls. They were concerned
like it's
that
only 30% off.
Yeah, and you're like trading the same person, like you're trading in a black sweater for a brown sweater. Like, it's not, you're not really getting a difference here. And I think we talked about that, right? And that was part of our argument, right? I think Chris, you were the same way. You're like, hey, you're literally trading the exact same player for the same player. Like, why do it? Take your chances. And
an
to be fair,
older
right?
version of it, right?
Yeah, we don't know if Jeremy Grant pans out in Chicago the way he is in Portland, but
true.
You would like to think that it would have happened. I would also say, maybe like 2 Christmases ago, this is way back Christmas, but the Bulls missed out on another potential trade, Jalen Brunson trade.
True.
Before he had the chance to be a free agent, they chose Lonzo.
If only they were listening to the Box Out Boys.
Legs Lonzo.
Box Out Boys. They chose broken knee Lonzo.
So. Yeah, it feels like there's a Black Friday sale, like a pellet smoker. And they were real excited about it, but they were like, you know what? My old electric chips one is probably good enough. And then they didn't pull the trigger on it, and their neighbor did. And their neighbor's over there smoking shoulders and ribs all, just he set it and forget it. And the Bulls are out here just struggling, trying to keep the temperature on their
there's just so much FOMO.
There's so much FOMO. That was the word I was searching for earlier, was FOMO.
You're just over here with your little Weber grill.
Yeah. Like you're
putting your match light on. This guy's got chips for days.
Yep. He's going, hey, do you guys want some ribs?
Applewood smoked ribs, and the Bulls are eating Sweet Baby Ray's.
Sweet Baby Ray's on a hot dog. I'm like, yes. No, I got my own ribs. I just put 6 weenies on a couple of skewers, and it looks like ribs.
Man.
Tough one. All right. Well, there were, not a lot of returns this year. I think
we should do Christmas in July and have this exact same question. And
all right,
we'll probably have the exact same answers again because the Bulls are going to do nothing.
I felt like a lot of the other deals that happened, everybody seemed to like them. Obviously, the Cavs with Mitchell and, Lowry going back to the Jazz marketing that seemed to work. So everything else was, seemed like everybody was fairly happy with their deals. These teams were not. All right, well, let's move into our last segment of the night. Quick one tonight, boys. I like it. We got some NBA ugly sweaters. So a couple weeks ago now, the NBA released their City Edition jerseys. Every year they put out a brand new slate of jerseys. Everybody gets excited what they're looking at. So let's go ahead and give Joey start us off with what were your 5 worst, your ugliest sweaters of the Christmas season?
All right. My least favorite and ugliest sweater is Oklahoma City.
Okay.
It is literally almost their exact same jersey.
It is.
And it's just a black jersey with some colors on it. It's stupid. They didn't do anything. Like
Got a Love's logo.
They like barely tried, and the colors that they tried aren't good. Like their actual jerseys are significantly better. Number 2, the New York Knicks.
Sharing my screen with the
Yeah. Put them
You
up.
could try, yeah.
Put them up.
Put it up.
Yeah.
You got it. All right, so you said New York Knicks. Well,
New York Knicks, very similar concept. It's a very bland, boring jersey. There's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot happening there. It almost looks like Oklahoma City and New York got together and made the jerseys together.
Where's the Knicks?
Hey, you want to throw this in?
Oh, here.
There it is. New York's right there. So yeah, just the base of black with like some blue and orange.
Yeah, it's just unnecessary. And there's a thunder. Like they're just identical.
It is almost like identical. It's just the side piping there.
It's just not fun. Number 3 is Chris Day at the bottom there. Brooklyn. I think it was at the bottom.
Okay, yeah, they're on my list as well. So
Brooklyn, they've had the same kind of city edition for a few years now. It's the cursive.
I kind of like this
script.
Yeah,
it's kind of script, and then that's I'm just not a fan. I don't get it.
No,
it's too much white, way too much white space. Just there's not enough going on for me. Number 4 for me was the Miami Heat jersey. Can't stand it. Absolutely hate it. How do you go from the tie-dye Miami Vice to what looks like a ransom note that someone clipped out of a magazine? Like it looks like letters out of a magazine. It's stupid.
It's like the Zodiac.
Yeah.
Zodiac killer.
And then number 5 for me is the Bulls.
Oh wow. Okay.
And a similar concept to Brooklyn. Way too much white space. I know there's like kind of like a diamond kind of thing going on in the background, but for a team that has a super iconic logo that they've never changed, one of the longest running logos in sports history, like do something with it. Like I just like put it on the jersey somewhere, like make it happen. I just don't understand why we just got pretty much their exact jersey, just a color swap. Like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Swents. I mean, last year they had the cursive. Wasn't a huge fan. A couple years before that, they had the baby blue, which was better. Like it had the bull on it, right? They made an attempt to be different. So I'm down the Bulls. You've got a chance. Put Benny the Bull on the front of it. How awesome would that be? Like, do something crazy, right? You've got so much potential, and they just pretty much kept the same jersey. And I know it's classic and everybody knows it, but like, this is your alternate jersey. Be different.
I also think too these are city edition jerseys. The Bulls should always go some sort of Chicago flag, baby blue, red star,
even like a skyline or like something. Do something. Yeah,
it is a little plain. Chris,
I'm surprised Joey threw picks. You went with the hang on with they were too safe, which is why you liked them. That's kind of your theme, which is interesting because I hated. My number 1's Minnesota. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand
on my
why.
list as well.
I still don't understand the colors. Apparently, it's like a Bob Dylan tribute because they did the Prince tribute's one of the best city jerseys of all time. But this Minnesota with the font, I don't know what this is with Minnesota. It's so tight. There's no spacing between the colors. Same Minnesota here and then the numbers. It was just poor design, poor execution, and just a waste of time.
Agreed.
And then I have to call out the Charlotte Hornets. Who approved the Clit jersey? I will never understand. Charlotte, is this the acronym for Charlotte? I thought it was CHA.
The airport or something.
It's their airport code
going on. Yeah. Okay.
Counter to the Clit. I like the pinstripes though.
Yeah, the pinstripes are cool.
Everything else is just the Clit. You can't
the Clit part. You can't put Clit on your thing.
You can't do Clit. You can't look at this and not think of Clit. Just.
I mean, is it a talking point? Is it a selling point? Did they want people to talk about the Clit?
I mean, yeah, everybody's talking about the Clit.
Everybody's talking about the Clit.
Right.
Maybe they really did win this.
Maybe they wanted to bring awareness to where to find it.
Yeah, find it. They're just helping people out.
I don't really have any others that I really hated. I do want to shout out the Warriors one. I like that they took a risk with this rose thing.
That's what that is.
It doesn't. Have you seen them? Have you seen them wear it? It doesn't look good when they wear it. I liked it here, and then I saw them wear. I'm like, that doesn't work. No, it tucks into the pants. So,
that was on my list of bad jerseys.
Good job, good effort. Yeah, and and the Portland one. Can we just go with any color you want now? Is that kind of a
Yes.
thing?
Okay,
I've never
so
thought about the Portland Trailblazers as teal.
are we gonna do the best? Or are we gonna go through the best?
Yeah, we'll go through the best in a little
Okay.
bit because let me give you guys. So you guys kind of hit all mine. I had Minnesota, I had Brooklyn on my list. I did have Golden State on there. I did not like those. I did not think they're that cool. I mean, they took a risk, but I think they missed. The only other two that I had on mine was Cleveland. I just thought kind of very similar to what you guys were saying about the other one, just kind of boring. It just says land, just the white and gold, like kind of gold brown looking thing. Was not a fan. Just didn't pop to me. And then my least favorite though was the Pacers. It's just like some blue tank top and then like a black
Really?
mane.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I wasn't feeling that. And like a kind of
Yeah,
gold
that's a good. How did I
script.
miss that one?
It's just like it's like all right, fine.
It's not-
So those are the only ones that I had that you guys didn't
Right.
have. All right, so Joey, give us your best ones.
What's
Let's
some
go ahead.
positivity we
Alright.
got?
Positivity. It's end on a positive note here.
My number one was the Wizards.
Oh yes, they're on my list.
The cherry blossoms are
Nice.
absolutely sick.
Yes, those
the
are
fact
dope.
that they have the cherry blossoms up the side and it matches to the shorts. And add on, they created a whole court to go along with their city edition jerseys, which I think is fantastic. Like
Yes.
Milwaukee changed their jerseys and then they made them blue and then they left their court green. So when you have blue jerseys on green, it looks stupid. Washington went all in like Miami did a couple years ago. Awesome. Love the cherry blossoms. Number 2 was Phoenix for me.
Okay.
I like the teal.
Sure.
I like the
Those aren't bad.
orange pinstriping and I like the logo. A lot of teams don't use their logos on their jerseys, and I'm a fan of the logo shooting across the chest. Fills in the space nicely, has their original color. It's good. Number 3 for me was Portland. I actually
Oh.
like
I do
the
kinda like
colors, and I do like the story behind it, right? So the stripe is their carpet into their airport. Apparently, they have a very famous like terminal in their airport that has a very specific carpet, and the stripe of color across it is the actual carpet. And it used to be in the airport; it's gone now, but they're actually reinstalling this carpet to fit in because of the jerseys. So, because of the story, because of the connection, there's actually a connection to their city. So I'm a fan. Plus, I like teal. I think teal just looks nice.
I'm a fan of teal. Yes.
Yeah. Number 4 was Atlanta.
Okay.
The Hawks. The peach is fantastic. It's just a great, like the cursive font is good. The peach is like a unique color. The little gradient in the numbers. I'm a fan of the cursive and I'm a fan of the peach.
That does look good.
It's just a crisp, classic look, and it's different. And
Yes.
then number 5 for me was New Orleans, the Pelicans.
On my list. Yes.
I think there's an absolute toss to their city here. They understood the concept. They understood the mission of saying like
Mardi Gras look. Purple.
Mardi Gras look. You've got
The
the
assignment.
font with the French kind of font looking going there, and the colors. It's great. It's simple, but it's also creative, and it just makes sense.
Chris, did you have a couple favorites?
I like the Sixers, the city of brotherly love.
Okay.
I kind of like the idea
Nice.
that cities
Nice, Chris.
use
I
their
like
nickname in
the
it
Sixers
a
ones
little
too.
bit.
Yes.
Yeah, the Sixer one's
It's a
fantastic.
great marketing plan from the
No other
Sixers.
reason. Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
are
it's a
nice.
great
Did not
marketing
care for
plan.
those.
I do like the font. I do like the font. I like how the L goes underneath the entire.
I kind of
love.
compare this to the
Love.
Cleveland one, where like you can see why like Cleveland just looks like faded. I don't know, there's something missing
Yeah.
here, and then this one just like Joey's saying with the font, and it's different enough. Like they did that. That's the only one I wanted to call out. We've talked about basically every other jersey.
Yeah.
But-
I think the only ones that made my list that you guys haven't mentioned. So Joey mentioned it, but I don't think you said it, that you liked it. But I really did like Milwaukee's jersey. Kind of a classic look. I like the blue. Yeah, I agree with you. They wish they could have done the court. I also really like the Memphis's jersey. Kind of classic. Maybe basic, you might say, but I thought it looked cool. I like the font. But my favorite jersey, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, it actually is the Celtics jersey.
Ooh.
I love the dark green, and then I just like that script, the kind of the gold edging. It is a classic take on their jerseys. They don't really change up too much for them. They're also like the Bulls, where they just kind of have this classic iconic jersey. I thought those looked really good. Like I would be psyched to wear that. But
To me, it's the wrong green though.
yeah, it is the wrong green, but I kind of like that it's the wrong green.
Yeah. I feel like though.
I didn't like
maybe
when
we
I
should
saw
just-
him wearing it. It looked kinda
Yeah,
weird.
I don't either. Around the horn, real quick. Like, if you're creating a jersey, like, what's the like an alternate jersey, right? You're not changing the home and aways. Like, what's the thing you're gonna do? Like what are you looking for, Titus? Like, what's your number one like goal in creating a jersey?
I would say I'm really looking for something. So the two ones that really stood out to me was New Orleans and the Celtics and Washington at the same time. So I would say like those three were my big three favorites. So like Washington, New Orleans, a cool color like the purple or the pink for and kind of capturing their city, that really worked. Or the Celtics, where it's just like a really clean version of a classic jersey. That's also something I look for. I either look for something kind of new and exciting, kind of pushing a limit that works, or something that is just, hey, look, we're not messing around, but we're not going to be too boring. We're going to hit you with something classic and iconic. That's kind of what I like. Chris?
Which actually is that's on brand for you.
Yeah. That's what I like, man.
Yeah, I find that middle ground is got. I kind of like being more. You know what? Actually, the one I really want to call is the Houston one because this reminds me of their '90s jersey.
Oh yeah, those are cool too.
Or, when they were in the mid '90s with Hakeem,
Yeah.
And I kind of like that throwback kind of look on it. I like it when teams take risks, like what the Warriors did and what Minnesota did. It was just this year was a swing and a miss. Other years it's worked. I hate it when teams don't do much, like Milwaukee kind of didn't do much here. And even though, so like my point is, like, even though it didn't work out as well this year, just throw stuff at the wall, see if it works. Chicago in years past did like the Chicago flag, or I'm blanking on what the other one was, but at least it was like something more different than this is just like
the
old
black and gold ones. They did the black and gold, which is like completely different.
Yeah, those were cool too.
I just think like if this the whole point of this, right? The whole point of the City Edition is to sell more jerseys, right? It's a new like random jersey that for one season is available. People should buy it. Like, why would you buy the Bulls jersey? It's literally like the exact same as their home jersey.
Right, exactly.
Like, you're not getting any benefit out of it. Like, take a risk, yeah. Like, put a logo on it. Like, do something with it. Like, Houston, even like, why would you not put the Rocket back on there? Like, put it on there.
All out.
Yeah,
like,
that was a
like
miss.
do it. Put the pinstripes. Put the pinstripes through the letters too. Like, why do they just end at your belly button? Weird. I don't know. Like I agree 100% with Chris. Like, it should not be classic. It's supposed to be the fun, like crazy jersey that they wear like once every 3 weeks. Just go all out and be wild with it.
Now, see, I look at like I agree with you guys on that point, but like I look at the Celtics and the Bulls as kind of basically doing the very similar thing where they just kind of did their standard jersey, but that different color on the Celtics is what makes it work for me. Because, like you said, Joey, if you're a Bulls fan, you're looking at that jersey like, okay, no, I don't need to pick that one up. It's basically the same thing. Whereas if you're a Celtics one, you might look at that and go, ooh, I like that color. I'm going to pick up that one. Because maybe that color works better for you, as it matches more of your stuff or whatever. So that's kind of cool too. Like, I wish maybe the Bulls could do, I don't know, maybe a different red or something. I don't know.
Just not do red and white.
Yeah, not do red and white. Do something. Now, if that Bulls jersey is baby blue with like kind of the red star and white on the side, would you?
The problem
is
they're not going to do baby blue ever again because they did it once.
Yeah,
I think they need to put their logo on their jersey.
I think you're right. Just that big bull on there.
Just a gigantic bull, or even like a cartoon version of it. Like,
you said a skyline too. That would be kind of cool. I think that'd be interesting. It's like a black with some skyline on it or something.
Yeah, something.
Put a hot dog on it.
Put a hot dog on it. And a hot dog and a sausage.
All right. Well, anything else for you guys, or we want to wrap this Christmas special up?
No, I got way more annoyed by these jerseys than I thought I was going to.
Nice.
It got heated at the end here. Well, that is it for us tonight. Join us next year for the special and for our next episode. It will be next year too. Sorry, I didn't mean to make a dad joke there, but our next Christmas special. That's what I was trying to reference. To talk more NBA basketball, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at the Box Out Boys. Slide on those DMs. Join us Wednesdays around 8:30. Send us an email to theboxoutboys@gmail.com. And as always, like and subscribe and review wherever you listen to this at now. We very much appreciate that. So for Chris, Joey, and Adam, I'm Tyson. Until next time, box out.